to our first podcast for Bloodstain Studios. I've got to the left of me Danny Rowarth over here. He's one of the Bloodstain members. And then we got Ryan Williams. He's assisted with a lot of the tech support and camera shooting and whatnot while we've done our little projects. And then to the right we've got silent Ryan Kemp, who is also he's actually co-chair. You wouldn't know it, but yeah. He's the artiste of the studio. So yeah.
All right.
This is the first one for Bloodstain, so we've not done it live purposely because it could be a disaster, but we'll soon find out. We're just ultimately going to be talking about some of the films that we've liked of this year, kind of a roundup of what our kind of favourite films are, who we might win next year's Oscars and such. And also a little bit about the stuff that we've done this year as the studios progress through the year, and ultimately where we're going into next year, basically. So, yeah, I'll start it off with where we were this year. Well, more last year. So we ultimately made a short film. This was outside of the studio. It was called The Light in Your Eyes. If you haven't seen it, check it out on YouTube.
I'm in it.
He is, as am I.
Fucking good.
I'm not. I wasn't there at that time.
Yeah, ultimately that was a little short film. It was 12 minutes long. We did that in the 2022, I believe. It started in the March and finished roughly in the April. We tried to get it into Venice Film Festival, but the Sons of Bees didn't let us in.
Weren't you happy with the idea of an Irishman playing a German man?
Yeah, it was ultimately about a German soldier from World War II who was suffering from levels of PTSD, who had flashbacks in his present life whilst usually fishing, and that opened up little scenes from the past.
Fishing definitely gives you a lot of time to think.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the best recreation for someone
It's the boredom
battling that
It
kind
just
of
sort of
trauma.
wanders.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. I couldn't have put that there myself when I was writing it.
God damn, I'm good at writing.
No words in the whole film other than fuck.
Bastards!
That was starred in it. We had a guy called Tristan. He was from Belfast. I met him actually
On a pistol.
randomly, yes, in Belfast. And he told me a joke. He sounded like a cool dude, and then he said, "I'll star in your film." Flew over to England and was an amazing, it was an amazing part in it. Really, he carried the whole thing.
I drank more than I've ever seen anybody drink.
Yes, indeed.
From morning till the next morning.
Yeah, he actually went into the pub and asked if they could open it for him.
Yeah.
Did they say no?
Fuck off.
I think they gave him a glass.
Yeah, they
to take
gave
to
him
his
they
room.
gave him a glass and a couple of cans.
Yeah.
Because I think he wasn't taking no for an answer.
Yeah, they swore to get rid of him.
Yeah.
Where did you go to film that, by the way?
So,
This is half an hour away, wasn't it?
sorry?
It's half an hour away, wasn't it?
No, a little.
Oh, that location.
Yeah.
Closest
That
away.
way.
Just half an hour away. Come push.
That was one of the hardest bits, really, was trying to, because we had such a short amount of time, we had to obviously source our locations. And in the UK, it's not the easiest to, without permission and time, it's not the easiest thing to do. We had 4 settings, one of which was my house flat. And then we did another bit at the beach, Mablethorpe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a few hours away, we stayed in a pub there. That's where he opened the pub up. We got back. We started shooting there because it was all done at night.
Yeah.
So we roughly started at about 10 as the sun was sort of going down, and ended at about 2 in the morning in the freezing cold, like stood in the water trying to get good angles. So yeah, we did it there.
Don't forget to thank Brandon.
Oh, of course, yes. Brandon Kelwood was a part of that. He did a bang up job driving us about and helping with stuff.
Making a submarine.
Yeah. I mean, he made so he has a 3D printer, and we
As you do.
as you do, and he made this thing, and I think it took him like how long? Like 2 months or something in preparation.
Wow.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was a massive like plastic submarine. It was really cool.
That got destroyed, right?
It did, yeah.
That would have been like a good paint.
Well, did it implode?
No, we wanted to
Split
get it kind of in the water.
You tried to take it to the Titanic.
Yeah, we were trying to do like miniature shots, you know, underwater. We did that.
That never, I mean, most of that didn't even get in
Yeah,
the
real
film.
shame. Yeah,
It looked cool what was on there though.
Yeah, it
And then
didn't.
the explosion and stuff.
Yeah, it didn't really materialise into much today. It's because the editor did a bang up job of that bit. Didn't
Yeah.
he? Yeah,
Really good.
really. We even cancelled out your drowning shot, and you don't even like being underwater, so you went through all that pain and
No, you
effort.
didn't, wasn't it?
That was really not nice.
No.
He literally had to hold me underwater, basically drown me, while I flailed
Was
about.
it where was it again? Rutland Waters.
Rutland Water.
Yeah.
And we walked practically the whole length around to get away from any person because we probably just looked like nutters walking around this German Nazi submarine.
A fisherman guy was there. He was like, "Oh, what are you doing?" Like,
Oh, there's something for a film. He's like, yeah, go over there. They won't see you over there. And don't go there because there's loads of clay. And we're like, all right, yeah, they have loads of clay.
It makes
there.
it murky, so you wouldn't see it.
Oh, right.
And then as we like start getting ready, loads of swans start turning
Oh,
up.
yeah, they don't.
Yeah, that wasn't
They're
pleasant.
nasty ones, ain't they?
And then Joe's like, it's time.
Trying to get method.
Are you ready to
And the
get in
swans
the
are
water?
there.
Tried to get the shot.
I do remember saying to you as well, like, you're going to have to hold me under because I will start struggling.
So how did you film that? Did you put your arm around like that and just
We do it all with GoPro.
What, the miniatures?
like you drowning like how you
Yeah,
do
it's
that?
all-
It's
shot
all a
GoPro.
GoPro. The miniature was just like, we'd hold
That's
it,
easy.
Yeah.
cruise it past the GoPro and stuff,
Yeah.
really simply.
Yeah.
With
But to
the-
get your face, did you have to put in the
No, you-
he held me down
Yeah.
in the water
And
and
then
had the
like-
camera there. And he's just like, yes, yes.
like kicking and shit?
I think I was under the water for like 5 seconds at most. And then I got up
I can imagine someone walking by see that. Like,
and get out of the water. I just turned to him, I don't want to do that again. It's like, come on, man, let's do it one more time. No.
yeah, you are scared of water.
Let's not forget, I mean, I wasn't even meant to be acting in that movie.
No, well, a lot of us weren't. I was in it for a snippet. I was supposed to be like a German soldier. I don't know any German. Didn't I? My good writing, I put like something an Englishman would say, and everyone kind of unanimously went, "Don't put that in."
Yeah. A German would not say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it was like,
Something like chap or something in German. I don't know. It was something on those lines.
it was like a, I don't know, it was kind of like a quip, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was very English.
Yeah.
That you just Googled translated to German.
Yeah, probably didn't translate that right.
Yeah,
either.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I do
That's risky
apologise
using
if
that,
you're
yeah.
watching and you're from Germany and you watch it. Yeah, I do apologise for that.
But in all fairness, we're not German, so.
Should be fine.
Yes.
But yeah, no offence, we didn't
So
actually.
it wasn't done as a
say a lot.
mistake. No one should get
No,
offended
no,
by
I
it.
made that very limited.
We tried to reduce offence as much as we could by having everybody say barely anything.
Yeah.
As long as you weren't purposely taking the mick, no one should ever take offence.
No, no point were we? So yeah.
We were just trying to do it good. I mean, the only bit that I'd say so you could take offence by is when you were doing like the most generic British interrogation accent when I get
It was, wasn't it? Yeah.
And you're doing, and it's like somebody was.
I like those scenes.
Yeah, no, that seems really good,
Yeah.
but it's funny because it's like for anyone who don't know, Joe did both the people interrogating, and it was like watching someone with split personality because you would go from one and then go from another and just deepen your voice.
Yeah.
It's like Tom Hardy in Legend.
I mean, the scene took place in Alex V's garage, didn't it? And you were like in a chair.
Soda's garage.
And we like kind of put some water on you, but the whole shot was only you. And I was kind of in the background watching the camera, but whilst reading the script as two different interrogators. So I tried to put on the old, like, quick English accent of, you know,
Hello, old boy.
yeah, that kind of thing. And then added this, like, southern kind of, something from COD, kind of flight of Claymore. Yeah, which wasn't easy, but we managed to pull that off. It was not too bad. Yes. I think it was You Were Found. The year is 1994. No,
1945.
Yeah, something like that. You were found on U-boat 413.
I don't know, I mean, like, in total with that film, I'd say it was just a really good way of starting from scratch and trying to get a vibe of what we want to actually execute.
Yeah.
Because we went in, you always go into a short film with the idea that things are going to change based on location, actors and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and you just got, we just tried to make do with what we could at the time because it was just adapting to the situation.
Absolutely, yeah.
Such as me coming on as a cameraman and then having a blisteringly bad hangover.
Perfect.
Yeah, and then having you pull me out of a bunk bed like 15 fucking times. Ranging in pain.
Yeah.
First couple of times I like, he's being really gentle with me.
Yeah,
And then it's just like,
was it top
pull
or
me
bottom?
out.
Yeah.
It was,
Patience got lost.
it wasn't top bunk, it was bottom, but
Yeah, I'm still got
I
young.
was still landing on a greenhouse floor.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Which, I mean, have you mentioned that? Yeah, about that whole set.
Oh yes, indeed. So that was one of the other
That's the
locations.
best bit, I
Yeah.
think.
It was the first one we shot. I think
Yeah.
it was over the long weekend of April.
Yeah, we literally spent a weekend doing it,
We
didn't we?
did it first, like I think we went on the Saturday and the Sunday, just basically making the set, and then the Monday was doing all the shoots. So it's a good 2 hours away, so it's a long distance. But we did like 15-hour days every day for it. But we ultimately changed my grandparents' home, Market Garden in Barnsley. Shout out to them. And they have these polytunnels. I thought we got to have a submarine because this guy has obviously served in a submarine in the script and everything. So how the hell are we going to do that? And then ultimately we did it, in a polytunnel. So like a greenhouse sort of thing, with this oval shape. So kind of like put black tarp down the whole of the inside so it blocked out as much light as possible. I bought a bunk bed off at Marketplace. Got some like chains, some copper piping. Like pictures of like Nazi memorabilia because it's obviously in World War II, and like food, hanging bits of garlic everywhere, and kind of all that kind of stuff. And we did a few camera tricks where we did the bunk bed to make it look like it was longer, so we just shoot one bit of it, change it a little bit, and then shoot it again, so it's like someone's walking down a corridor kind of thing. But yeah, no, that was the most.
Changing the shape of it with those copper pipes and the black stuff was the one that took the most time.
Much tape was used.
That
We
was
should have sponsored Gorilla in the whole thing.
Was it Gorilla Tape?
Oh yeah. It started with a cheap crap shit, and it all just fell off the
Yeah.
next day we got there. So.
It sounded like you had quite the obstacles to get around, but you seem to make it work.
Eventually.
That's it, and that's what's.
The copper pipes really made a difference. Just took it all.
We made a wall as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
That was cool. Yeah.
I remember just turning up to it, and you go, yeah, we've done all these things here, and I was like, a set in a greenhouse, what's this going to look like? And I turn up, and I remember thinking, like, this is just going to be fun. Like, this is just, even if this doesn't turn out great, this is just going to be really fun to do.
Yeah.
And then setting up a bunk bed in a greenhouse when it's baking hot outside, it's just...
Well, they're the worst, they get so warm.
It was a hot day.
With black tarping inside as well. So
And there was
it's
4 of
inside.
us.
Yeah.
Tape melting by the minute.
Yeah.
And one of the worst ones is we made torpedo shoots on one side of the set of the greenhouse, but we couldn't. Obviously, it's all plastic, so how the hell are you gonna get a torpedo, and also what are we going to make it out of? So we used like like those big black bins that you get, the plastic ones. We kind of flip that over, painted them.
Yeah.
We found some from a scrap yard next door.
Some
metal wheels that were really heavy, so it kind of looked like a proper torpedo chute.
Didn't want to hold them.
But how are you going to get it on? Also, we had to make a bracket on the other side with some just rusty nails and some hammers. But halfway through filming, one of them fell off, and we just done a shot with Brian, who was playing part in it. And it was like that close to her head.
Yeah.
It was like, my God, we're not insured for that.
In all fairness, though, good on her for like coming, because I mean we were clearly like very amateur.
Yeah.
And we
but
just
she was
said,
well keen.
would you like to be in our film? And she's like, yeah. Oh yeah, we'll drive you there. We'll drive you back. I mean, do you want to do it? And she was like, yeah.
And your proposal.
Hat off to her, and she basically sat around all day to be in like a few minutes of footage. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If that.
Did she watch it?
Probably. I mean, I hope
so.
Did you tell her what it's up or anything?
Well, the problem was that all the contact was ultimately with the editor, so I didn't. We didn't really. Yeah.
But either way, good on her.
No, yeah, definitely.
Very thankful for her participation.
Yeah.
Indeed. Yes. So that was where all the sets were. And then ultimately, when I went away, we managed to submit it, which is an achievement in itself. We stuck with the time frame, and then we got like the bug to do it again. Ultimately, we haven't made a short film as yet, but we want to. We're in the
planning stages
for the next one.
Well, there's two lined up essentially.
Potentially, yes. Ultimately, then what then happened this year is we thought about getting a place where we could, where we are right now, is where we could collaborate between all of us and ask if anyone was up for it, put some money in every month, pay for the fees of the place, and do it up as like a thinking area and a set that we can use for the next films and the new endeavours and all that. We've had 2 little projects since, just little practice things. We did like a thing about a month ago now, well, it was in November, where we got 6 non-actors, 2 cameramen, which are right here, and a photographer, and ultimately we did some reenactments of movie threats scenes. So it was fun. I really enjoyed that. Yeah,
it was good. Yeah,
it sort of made it into a game show, and that was pretty cool. Still in the editing stage of that, by the way. That's on me. I haven't posted that yet.
And I lost some of the footage.
Yes, for the first lot of the footage, I haven't told you, Lee has on his phone.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't remember swapping cameras.
I don't recall either. But
I recorded on Lee's phone.
That's why.
Yeah.
But you got when you're just getting the judges though, did you get?
Yeah, I was filming.
Seen them. Yeah, I've got.
Where your stepdad does that thing where he comes in and walks up?
Yeah. Did you see that? First round.
Yeah.
my Glenn. I said what I wanted. The guy, you 2 were in the middle, so you couldn't really be seen. The judges were on the back end, and then we kind of enter into the room, and we go up to like what would be, like a mic, but it's not a mic. Kind of stand there with your little one-liner fret, and then walk to me, and then the next person does, and you do it in like coordination. Yeah. And all I did, everyone was like, "All right, everybody, action, ready, go." First one, he just walks into the room, just kind of walks like this. Everyone's looking at him, and then walks over to me, says nothing.
We're all just there on the cameras like,
what's going on here?
The script? Has he got a blank card?
Yeah.
That's the wrong way around.
He's just got a blank piece of A4.
Yeah, it was fun.
What movie's this?
All of that footage is brilliant.
Yeah.
If there is he's the winner of that day. He is the winner.
Yeah.
Hearing those lines delivered like that, it's brilliant.
It's like what? Yeah.
I really want to just get, like I said, I've told you before, I want to get footage of him reading like a story, like a children's book.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Like, in fact, because I was watching The Grinch the other day.
Yeah.
You know, like the narrator in that.
Yeah. That's Andy Hopkins.
Yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to. If we ever did anything that needed narration, we've got to get.
Yeah,
Glenn to do
definitely.
it. It would be so good.
Did you watch The Grinch on Christmas Day?
Yeah.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah.
It was on when I was up in the yeah. I haven't seen that film for years.
I haven't seen it for a
Oh,
long
it's
time.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Such a weird film.
And the shooting for that, I mean, I've heard stuff being in that suit for so long.
We're just on about that,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, I heard someone talking about it.
Had to get a guy to like teach him how to resist torture. That's good. What about films of the year then? Films we've seen.
Yes, indeed. Right. So, I mean, I have been to the cinema, I think, only a mere 4 or 5 times this year. I think I've been that many times. So
I haven't been many either. Really.
No. I mean, we've had plenty to go and see.
A lot of it's like just coming out straight to streaming though, isn't it?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's it,
Like,
yeah. I mean, obviously you got
Killer.
yeah, that.
that was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
I'd say like, out of, there's only like maybe 1 or 2 movies I think this year that even come close to how much I enjoyed that. But I mean, it is a very polarising film purely on the basis of the fact that he basically says nothing throughout the whole film.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
And when it gets violent, it gets violent.
It does, yeah.
Like the nail gun bit, all of it.
So that scene in the house, isn't it? Where that bit's.
Yeah.
Yeah. So wasn't it? I can't remember. Does he fall on something? Like here.
Oh yeah, he takes like a chair leg to the gooch or something.
Have you seen it?
I've seen part of it.
Yeah, it's good.
I don't mind spoilers, so it's.
No. Yes, and there may well be spoilers in this, by the way.
I mean, a chair next to the gooch
Yeah.
is enough to spoil it for me.
Yeah.
I don't need to
Yeah.
see it now.
That's enough of a reason to watch it. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I watched last night that was actually like pretty good? Have you watched Thanksgiving yet?
No,
I've seen
someone
it.
wanted to watch
Yeah.
that at the cinema,
Saw
and it looked like a generic sort of.
No, it's
Oh,
you know the Grindhouse thing that Tarantino did with
Yeah.
Rodriguez.
Yeah.
What was it?
One with the machine gun leg.
Planet Terror and
Yeah.
Death Proof.
Yeah.
You know
Death
they
Proof's good.
did. You know they did like fake trailers in between, and some people have actually turned those fake trailers into movies, like Hobo with a Shotgun.
Oh,
right,
Hobo with a
sure,
Shotgun, yeah.
Yeah, and Edgar Wright did one. Rob Zombie did one, and Eli Roth did one, and Eli Roth's one was Thanksgiving.
Oh, right.
And
okay.
so he's turned it into an actual like Grindhouse film now.
Alright.
And
Is it good?
yeah, it kind of trips up at the last bit. Like the whole movie's really, it's quite funny.
Yeah.
In a weird way, because it's like the whole setup for the film is like the Black Friday sales are happening, and loads of people get trampled to death and killed in a store because people are trying to get like waffle ovens
Yeah.
or something, and then this killer wants to like hunt down all the people that did it, and
Oh, that's why he's doing it. It's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
weird.
the kills in it are brutal.
That's what you want, though.
Like brutal. There's one in the trailer, and it's not like a spoiler. There's like a bit where he dunks a woman's head into some water, and then sticks her face to the side of a walk-in fridge,
Oh.
and then she has to like pull it off, and
Oh.
it's
rough watching.
horrific. But the thing is, like all the kills in it are really inventive. You do not expect what's about to happen.
Right, sure.
But he is a serial killer. Like it's jazz.
Oh yeah. No, it's very cut and dry. This is the killer with the black gloves. He's coming after these people.
Yeah.
Just wait for them to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is.
That's what you need from a slasher, though, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just the only. I'm not going to get into it because you guys ain't seen it.
Yeah.
But like,
It just goes very generic, does it?
no, right at the last minute, there's just something that happens that
Okay.
makes no sense.
I'll have to watch it when it comes out.
Yeah, you're going to like that, aren't
Yeah, I'm sure it will.
Yeah, it's good.
you? Yeah.
So,
Obviously, Killers of the Flower Moon.
Still haven't seen that.
That's probably the best.
Yeah,
It's the best one that's
It's just
come out.
3.5 hours. It's long.
Yeah, it's a harrowing, uncomfortable watch,
But
and a long watch.
Yeah. But it's available now. Maybe this weekend I can watch it in 2 parts. So
Yeah.
buy it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you could watch it in 2 parts. You probably have to watch.
You
the
need to
whole
watch
thing.
it in one go
Yeah.
because it's.
Do you have to keep other moving parts in your head as it's going
I
on?
just think because of the effect it's supposed to have on you.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we left the cinema all like we didn't talk for at least 10 minutes.
Depressed.
The only thing we did, we didn't. We went to the Tolly, the pub next door, and I think the only thing we said was what we ordered.
Yeah.
Still sat there in silence.
Sat in a booth in silence.
Yeah, we were just sat there like.
Didn't feel
I can't say I've
out as
experienced
well.
Yeah.
Because
Well, Vilta was mad about that film. She was like, she had to go for a vape.
It's understandable though, because like
It's just hard to watch.
Yeah.
It's just not nice.
No,
like there's
doesn't let go
nothing
either.
nice about the film.
And it's consistent throughout the film where it's
Yeah.
pretty rough.
Consistently rough from just about start to finish, really. I mean, yeah, yeah.
Well, it's like the way I've been describing it to people, which we kind of agreed on, was Schindler's List is like that movie for Spielberg,
Yeah.
and Flower Moon is like the Schindler's List for Scorsese. It's you don't watch it for enjoyment. You
Yeah.
just watch it to see like historical.
Yeah.
Importance.
Importance,
Yeah.
and it talks about stuff that doesn't.
And there's the on
It's
stage.
not really a
one.
thing that's been ever really hit before. Like, I like at the end how he kind of goes into how it's never really been discussed. This
Yeah,
hasn't
he's on
been
stage
brought to
at the end,
justice
doesn't he?
or anything
Yeah,
like that.
the ending I think is what makes it even more of a gut punch, because there must be films that have done it before, but in the way that he does it, where it's this, they do this massive historical epic,
Yeah.
and then at the end of the movie, for the guy who's actually made it, to just have him on a stage
Yeah.
reading
Yeah.
what occurred after.
Yeah.
Because if in
Because
reality
he just couldn't film anymore and pull it in.
it would be another 2 hours to
Oh,
the
yeah.
movie if
Yeah.
he had.
So
all
there's a
that
bit of
stuff.
a long talk that he's going on for.
Yeah, it's probably. I was there
So
for
what
about
is
10 minutes.
the overall premise of this movie then? Is it Flower Moon?
Yeah, Killers of the Flower Moon. Yeah, it's ultimately set roughly like 1930s.
No, it's like just after the Great War.
Oh, okay, right, yeah, right. So, yeah, ultimately it's about what's going on in America at that time with the Native Americans and ultimately the new Western Americans that are sort of are there.
Immigrated over.
It suggests at the start of the film that the Native Americans of that area are like the richest per square capita in the world at that point. Because they had all the land, so it was all kind of bought out, and they've been given all the money and oil. But ultimately, because of the culture that the West brought over there, it wasn't quite. They didn't understand necessarily how that.
Yeah.
It wasn't part of their world, so they were exploited basically massively. But it stoops to levels that it's beyond exploitation. It's like they a bit of a big spoiler, but they ultimately Robert De Niro's character is almost like a kingpin of the area, isn't he?
Yeah.
And he marries his family into the Native Americans' families, the men with the women, to ultimately bump them off, have them killed,
And
inherit all their money.
And that's the whole movie. It's
Yeah.
just them doing that.
Yeah. And you have to watch each and every funeral almost, and it feels like another one. But I think it makes it important to make you watch it over and over again, because no one does anything about it. It's almost like it's a tragic accident when it clearly isn't.
Yeah.
No one investigates.
And that's
It's
like she was shot in the top of the head twice.
yeah. Oh, it's just it's horrific. Yeah.
Don't
I mean,
spoil the
a lot-
ending though.
A
No.
lot of the native people in North America have had it tough throughout history
Yeah.
with people.
There's a lot of. To be honest with you, there's a lot of films that are coming out recently about that. Have you seen Wind River? That's not recent. That's
Wind
like
River's a good
5
one.
years
with
old. Jeremy Renner.
yeah, great
Oh,
ending,
right,
great final shootout. That one.
Yeah, where it's like it's just about their like treatment nowadays
Right.
in the snowier parts.
Yeah.
Because
It's a real good film.
kind of been pushed up there, and
Yeah.
I mean, they're not the same film, but they eventually talk about the same thing, about how they've just been. We're here now.
Yeah, exactly.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, well, that sounds like a pretty good premise for a film as well, because a lot of the obviously old Hollywood kind of type affairs and film and all that, it always is kind of like that cowboy and west, you know, an Indian type affair, isn't it? You don't really see much outside of that, you know, and that's why it's a
No, you don't see many from their perspective. Yeah.
no,
Not really.
no.
There's a few. There's
Yeah.
definitely a few, but
Not really off topic, but it's the same with like the rubber boom that happened in the Amazon rainforest when like
oh yeah.
Westerners
Oh right, yeah.
had to go in there to get the rubber, so they just pushed all the indigenous tribes as far into the
That's
forest as they could.
Worst
And
atrocities
you can
ever.
see it nowadays because those indigenous people do not trust any outsiders and they will kill them on sight
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because of
yeah.
information that's been passed down by generations of like anyone from the outside is just an enemy. Like,
What is it, Pol Pot, the Dutch king,
believe
was
it or
the
not,
rubber baron.
I don't know a lot about that geezer.
Yeah, he was like
Ignorantly, I would admit. But
on another level, yeah.
what other film?
So then
Oppenheimer.
Yes, we watched that all as free, didn't we? Yes, earlier in the year, obviously when that came out, we had the Barber. What was it called?
Barbenheimer.
Barbenheimer. Yes.
oh,
right.
did you watch both of them?
No,
No,
not
I watched
watching that
Barbie
one.
a little
Oh,
bit.
good.
We're far too cool for that.
Yeah, it's not my sort of.
I wanted to go see Barbie.
I would have. I was happy that it dragged people out into the cinema, to be honest, because I feel like it's just been streaming series and
Marvel.
Marvel. That's my opinion on it.
Yeah.
The only downside to the whole Barbenheimer thing is what happened to Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
great
yeah.
film.
That is probably in my top 5 as well. The new,
Yeah.
what is it, Dead Reckoning?
Yeah,
Yeah.
part 1.
I haven't seen
They've
it.
all
I
been
started
good,
watching
yeah.
them from the start though, so I'm watching
Yeah.
them in sequence.
Ghost Protocol to this one, all great, all
Yeah.
excellent.
So what was this overshadowed by the
Yeah.
Barbie?
Yeah, by both. Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I know they both came out at the same time, didn't they?
Yeah,
Or
it didn't
close.
bomb or anything, but it could have done better
Yeah.
if they didn't come out at the same time. I'm surprised they released it, to be honest. All of it.
Oppenheimer was. To be honest with you, there's a lot of that in there this year. A lot of movies that just make you
They
feel very
comfortable
at the end.
times,
You know,
yeah.
you get that at the end of Oppenheimer with him staring at the puddle
Yeah.
Yeah.
or the pond.
Yeah, where
You know.
where Einstein was.
Yeah, and then you've got the killer where it just ends with
What?
"There's a light never-" and then and then Flower Moon where it is just like
Along.
sudden call.
But
And Napoleon to an extent makes you feel a little bit like that at the end.
I don't understand why people are criticising that movie so
I have
much.
It's good.
criticised it a little bit.
Huh?
I have criticised it a little bit.
Yeah, but like when people are going, it's the little stuff that I hate when they go, like people start getting like, oh, he definitely wouldn't have used a toilet like that. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You just kind of like,
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a film. I think I've gotten over the idea of it, you know, being a little bit off history, because everyone moans about that sort of shit in films all the
Yeah.
time. Oh, it's not quite accurate, or all that. I mean, they had the same thing with Gladiator, but Gladiator is amazing. It's
not a true story anyway, is it?
No.
It's just of the era.
Oh yeah, I mean, there are.
Gladiator has some pretty amazing blunders in it.
Yeah.
Especially,
Airplane.
well, there's that one, and
Gas
also
tank.
the gas tank.
Yeah. But the rest, the
But
film's excellent
It
though.
doesn't stop the film
No.
being great. I mean,
It's excellent.
I mean, the only thing for me was that I was like, he's probably one of my favourite kind of directors, and when it comes to historical pieces, there's normally no one better when it comes to those kind of battle scene,
yeah.
you know, Gladiator, Kingdom of Heaven, all those type of films.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was waiting for it, and when it came out, I just didn't get the same feeling that I got from those other films.
It's because it's about how weird it
Last
was as
Duel.
well.
Oh yeah, and that is
The
that's
Last Duel
been
is
biggest snub I've ever watched. It in the cinema for like 2 weeks, slipped completely under the radar, was ripped to shreds. Didn't even I don't even think it broke even, and it's an awesome film. Never seen a film like it.
That's my favourite one he's ever done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's incredible.
Like,
More than
honestly,
Gladiator as well.
Yeah,
more than Gladiator.
Yeah.
More than.
it's just so different.
I love Blade Runner.
Yeah.
I know that's like a. I watch movies. I like Blade Runner, but like, because I mean, in
I wouldn't
real-
put Blade Runner in this top personally. It's good, but
Oh,
The
I
second
would.
one was the best one.
I think Blade Runner's like more important than I think most of the films he's done.
Second
Probably,
one was
yeah.
my favourite though.
Basically inspired every film that came out in the 90s.
yeah, Alien's a pretty big one though as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
There is Alien, but
No one's done like a space horror to that caliber up to that point, really.
Yeah.
Besides Kubrick, but that's more.
that's all.
Yeah.
Third
like all
eye.
of
Event
those
Horizon was small budget, but it's still good.
Yeah, but Event Horizon's
Like
basically
20 years
Alien.
later, isn't
Yeah,
it?
but that's like basically Alien. There's even scenes in it that are just straight from Alien.
All the stuff around the ship, all that
Mm.
like weird gooey stuff.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about Napoleon, I don't know what's going to happen when they bring out an extra release, which I'm sure they will with, with a longer cut. But I felt it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just felt it. I just felt there were things not there.
That's the thing. When I watched the film, when it finished, I was like, I remember thinking to myself, like, I don't think I've ever watched a historical epic that's made me laugh this much.
Yeah, it
It's
does.
'cause
I like,
outrageous,
a lot
wasn't
of
it?
people are a bit. I think it's had a lot of bad press just from him because of
How it was with the
because of
woman.
how it.
Yeah.
I think I thought that was good. Like that's how most like kind of leaders, dictators of the time would have been.
Yeah.
Psychos that are
Yeah.
just like
It was funny, those council meetings ended
Weird
up in
with
fights
that.
all the time as well. That was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have to be psycho to be a dictator.
And but the fight on ice,
One of the qualifications.
obviously, that was
Yeah.
great.
That's another thing as well, because we were expecting. Because I mean, for anyone who hasn't seen The Last Duel, the fight at the end is amazing.
Yeah.
It's proper brutal and
Feeling,
frenetic and
Feels real.
mental.
That's tense. It was
Yeah.
very tense,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
But
Because the woman would burn alive if he lost.
and I was expecting in Napoleon, every battle would be like that. But then when you watch it, all the battles are really atmospheric and
Yeah, definitely.
picturesque and just really, they're kind of beautiful. You know
Yeah,
what
the
I mean?
style is totally different. I felt going into it that he would have changed because often with a lot of directors, I think once they hit a stage where where they go into like a new era of the way they film things, where he's always different.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, does House of Gucci that like months between
I
the
still didn't
Last
watch
Duel,
House of
and that
Gucci,
is
never
totally
caught my
different.
interest.
It's good.
It's good.
I liked it.
I'd recommend it.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, if it's Ridley, then it's got to be at least good. It's never going to be rubbish.
Lady Gaga does a good job. Adam Driver does a great job. In
Yeah.
fact, no, Al Pacino does a great job.
Oh,
in that
yeah.
film.
Yeah.
My favourite quote from that film is by him.
What is it?
It's the one where before I get into that, Jared Leto is like off his absolute nut in that.
Everyone
movie.
said that he was rubbish. I didn't. You can't. I mean, I know.
It's very
He's
cartoony.
been in a lot. Yeah,
it's
I know.
very cartoony.
He's been in a lot of stuff that I think is just garbage. I mean, he's a terrible Joker. Okay.
Oh, yeah, that was
But
all.
he's been in some stuff that's all right. And I watched that film and I didn't even know it was him. So he must have been doing something well.
Yeah. But it's
It's good in Lord of War.
Yeah. The Grover.
the quote, because it's typical about Pacino. He needs to have one line in a movie where he just shouts randomly,
Yeah.
and it's the one where where Jared Leto guy goes like, it's like I sold my shares in Gucci, and he turns around and he's like, no, no, and then he starts.
You've ruined me.
Yeah, and he's like, that's it, I'm dead, I'm dead.
That's a freak out Pacino moment.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it when
That's
he
it.
does
You
that.
die.
It's all pretty much
Yeah.
based in just. It's all pretty much based in that mansion, just in that place. isn't
No,
it?
no,
It's-
no,
it goes
It
there.
goes all
separate,
over the
separate.
shop. Yeah, very much so. No, it's good.
Yeah, I'll have to watch it.
I like the whole way. Obviously, I don't know anything about the history there in House of Gucci, but I quite like the way that he almost gets dragged into it, and he doesn't want to be a part of it. And then when he is, he becomes as ruthless as all of them. You know, it's good. One thing about Napoleon that was very good though is, like you say, the atmosphere in it is, and the cinematography is amazing, and it just looks great. The snow, the desert, you know, well.
Oh, the Egyptian as well. Yeah.
Egyptian scenes, and you know.
Waterloo.
Awesome. Yeah, it looks incredible. Yeah. The
I
horsemen
wanted more of Wellington.
And that is one thing that I didn't like about it. I didn't feel, and again, I'm not even talking about the whole historical part of it. Yeah, you need to make sure this is here, and you need to see a bit more of him. It just, I don't think that they obviously had a lot of focus on him as a person, being a bit of a weirdo, but there was you didn't feel the threat. And obviously there were serious things going on, like the loss of 500,000 troops going into Russia, and the end when he's fighting this mastermind who you've only seen for like 20 minutes, and it's like great, and he's cool, but I think there needs to be a parallel with an enemy, an adversary throughout the film, just to create that tension, because the tension's not really there for me.
I think that's not the point though. I think the adversary of the whole movie is his wife.
Yeah,
and I think and himself, really, like that's kind of the core of it.
Yeah.
That, in fact, my favourite scene in that movie is the divorce. Where he smacks her and he's like, "Do it for your country, do it for France." It's just so mental. Not because he hits her, obviously. It just comes out of nowhere.
I know, yeah.
Wasn't it in front of the sun as well, just standing right there?
It's in front of everyone.
Yeah, I haven't got some at that point, has he?
I thought she had a son. She had kids.
Oh yeah, she did.
Oh, yeah, she did, right, yeah. Sorry.
That bit's funny as well with the sword. He's like, "Could you return my father's sword?"
Oh, yeah,
he goes into that room.
It's a random one.
Yeah, he's just like, "Do they not have names on them?" No. All right, just grabs one. He's like, "There's your father's sword."
Yeah. Cannonball in the horse as well was pretty mental.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that when that happened.
It was quite it was the most graphic one, I'd say, probably. It's a lot of heads chopped off and all that lot.
I feel like this movie's worth forgetting.
Yeah, I mean,
we would have had Doom Part 2, but
Unfortunately, he's left that one out until next year.
Yeah.
Cannot wait for that, though. That'll be excellent.
I was gutted about that.
Yeah. Half a year.
Yeah.
That's going to be epic.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
Is it finishing the story?
I think so.
It's ending the first book.
Yeah.
They might do the second book, apparently.
But he wanted to do 2 films, not 3, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I watched them talking to
James Cameron.
Yeah, that interview where they have a little chat together about creating worlds and stuff.
Yeah.
But he said he just felt when he read it, and he just didn't feel like he could put all of the information into one film.
Yeah.
And I think that again, like in the original, you kind of feel it doesn't have a great pace to it, does it? From all of its faults, it's a bit.
I don't know.
I'm feeling bad here. I feel like there are movies we are forgetting that were really good. I'm gonna have to Google this.
I watched Haunting in Venice in the cinema.
Yeah, that was pretty cool as well. I like those.
Did you watch that?
Yeah, I like those films.
Yeah.
The first one's still the best.
No, I think this one was.
You think?
Yeah.
Better than Murder?
Well, the second one was I fell asleep
yeah,
twice. Didn't like that.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But the first one, Murder on the Orient Express, that's pretty cool.
It's all right. It's just I think the only thing that's like what's lacking in the films is like I don't like the conclusions because I don't feel like I care enough. And it's strange because I think Kenneth Branagh as Poirot is actually probably one of the best I've seen.
Yeah, he's really cool.
He's really good at it.
Yeah.
He's got all the casts he needs in all of them because they're massive. So they're huge productions, obviously. Yeah. But then you kind of like, it's like one of those Scooby-Doo moments at the end where you're like, who is it?
Yeah.
If you're very clever, you can work a film out sometimes, like in the old Miss Marple sort of films. Series, but then if you're not, you kind of have a guess on who you think it is.
Yeah, no one ever really knows.
But in this, it's almost like a random tangent at the end, and it just goes, "You're just insulting my intelligence." You know what I mean? Like, and then it's just, nah, don't really care.
Found 2.
Okay.
I like the unmasking, but
the cinematography and the tension in this one was the best because it is haunting and it is Venice and it looks good as well. I like all that about it.
The Covenant. Guy Ritchie.
Oh, that's
James
an
Cameron.
excellent film. Yeah,
that was brilliant.
Yeah. That one where he's dragging him through the desert.
That's great. And he
that's
goes to
good.
rescue him. That's a great film.
That was good.
That was. I was not expecting that to be as good as it was.
Neither was
No,
I.
he's churned them out as well. I mean, because obviously he did.
Operation Fortune.
Is that the one with Jason Statham
Yeah, that's a cool one as well.
and the one with Hugh Grant?
Yeah.
And he did another one with Jason Statham where he's like a cop.
Oh, Wrath of Man.
Yeah, Wrath Man. It
That was like a few years ago. Though.
Was it?
yeah, it was. It was a while ago.
But all three kind of very different.
Do you know what? This one here, I think, is in my top 3. Evil Dead Rise.
Excellent horror.
I
That
haven't
was.
watched it.
You not watched it?
No.
Yeah.
You need
You
to
ain't
watch
seen
it.
Bad Boys.
That beginning, that was so cool.
No, that is awesome. That is by far the best horror film to come out this year.
Right.
I
Okay.
like it.
It. Oh no.
The scare.
Hang on a
It's
sec.
all coming back.
It's all coming back now. Oh no, it was last year. I was going to say Pearl, but that was 2022.
Oh, yeah, that was one you were on about to me. Yes.
I don't want to. What was I going to say? Yeah, Pearl. Those films, I didn't quite gel well with me. They're very odd. Pearl definitely was.
I know, but that's what's so good about it.
Yeah. I watched X. That was alright as well.
Yeah. But
And there's
like,
another one coming out. Isn't
yeah,
there?
yeah. But Pearl is like, it's awesome.
It's just her being a nutter, really, isn't it? Just trying. Oh, kind of.
Well, it's like I described to you yesterday, isn't it? It's like
That's
the Wizard of
scary,
Oz if Dorothy had like the worst mental health ever.
Yeah.
That scarecrow moment, yeah, very odd.
The Scarecrow moment's brilliant.
Yeah.
Which is
Like the ending. The ending, what she ends up doing.
That was Aquaman 2, right?
It wasn't that great. Yeah. I liked the first one. I did like the first one.
What did they do with Amber Heard? Was she in it much?
They cut her out a lot. She was, apparently she had 11 lines or something like that. She was in the bits, not a lot.
Was it I got stung by a bee?
It's,
Or was it a jar of cocaine?
A mega pint.
A
Mega pint. That's it.
but yeah, I really liked the first Aquaman, but that one,
Mega
I didn't like the first Aquaman.
do you know?
No.
It is a bit odd, bit different, but
Garbage.
no, he's going to go.
It is garbage.
It's
It really is.
No, it's not.
It's terrible. Most of the DCU films are garbage. The Snyder Cut's the best one.
Oh,
out of all.
that's excellent film.
Is that a black and white thing that they did
Yeah.
with Justice League?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was
awesome.
good.
that Flash
It
scene.
looks good as well.
Yeah, the Flash scene was really cool as
We're
well.
fighting
back in
Superman.
time.
Yeah.
No,
That's great.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's
Yeah.
all good.
That film made me sad
Yeah, it's
when
good.
I finished it because I was like,
You're not going to get that again.
this is the best I've seen all of these people play these characters. Because I'll be honest, I didn't like Wonder Woman. I was not fussed by it.
Didn't hit
Gal
strong.
Gadot's pretty good as Wonder Woman. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think she's
No,
out
Yeah,
of fit.
I
yeah,
agree.
yeah,
I
yeah.
agree with that.
I think, and
Yeah, but you
No.
don't like Man of Steel, and I love that.
I don't like Man of Steel.
You don't like Man of Steel?
No.
That's probably my favourite.
I find the thing is though, in the Snyder Cut, I like Henry Cavill as Superman. In all the other ones, I don't. I find him way too. He's just boring. You know what I mean? Like he is just boring as Superman. He's a great actor, and I like him in a lot of other films. But in Man of Steel, it just felt like. Superman. You know.
Superman is a bit vanilla though, isn't he? Because he can do anything.
Yeah,
As a hero.
but
You know, so it kind of again, it's that tension and threat.
Yeah.
I feel like unless you're as good as your villain in a film, and I really like what's it called, Shannon. He's Zod. He's awesome.
he's great, but it doesn't necessarily mean that your character, like your, if you're gonna redo Superman like they were in that,
Try and
do something.
do something different. Yeah.
You know, because it was just
I preferred it to the original.
I mean, yeah, like I do as well, but it's, I don't know, there was just a lot missing, and it was like with Batman versus Superman.
No, I didn't even entertain that. I
Like-
didn't even watch it.
What?
Great ending
I
fight.
don't even like the idea of the story itself. I think that's a bad idea for a comic. It's Superman versus Batman.
Oh no,
What?
no, it's probably the most famous Batman comic ever written, and it's probably one
Not
of
the Dark
best.
Knight.
Huh?
Not the Dark Knight.
What are you on about?
Oh, that's Batman.
Yeah.
As a comic.
Yeah, that's called The Long Halloween.
Right.
And The Dark Knight Returns is maybe the one you're on about, and that's the one where Batman fights Superman. In that suit with all that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it is the premise is, it's obvious who'll win.
Yeah.
Batman.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't watch much
Yeah.
of that.
But it's definitely that
No, Batman.
the
would
Snyder Cut was
Really?
excellent.
win. Yeah, every time.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Because he's prepared.
He's prepared.
He is prepared. I mean, the minute you take away, get nerdy on you now.
There we go.
I hope you done something.
The breakdown.
Right, so you got Superman, guy who grew up on a farm, really strong, X-ray vision, fucking fire out the eyes, whatever.
Laser.
Yeah, and then you've got Bruce Wayne, a guy who's literally a trained assassin. The minute he gets kryptonite, Superman loses. Because he takes away his strength, takes away everything. He's not a trained fighter.
Yeah. It's not.
He's
It's screwed.
screwed.
No,
He ain't gonna win.
okay.
And Batman's a solid tactician. He knows he's stronger than him, so he's just gonna be like, all right, how do I get
Around that.
around that?
And he's a well-trained fighter.
Yeah, exactly.
Rajal Ghul.
Liam Neeson.
Yeah. Excellent
Oh yeah.
point of the DC.
So who wins that is based on prep time.
Yeah, but Batman's always
yeah,
prepped.
yeah.
He's
Has he
always
got time to
prepped.
get kryptonite? That's good.
He's a
Where did he get
billionaire.
that from?
If anyone has kryptonite, it's him.
Yeah, to be fair.
And to be fair, that if you're not just on about the universe, you're just on about DC and Marvel in general. Definitely Blade, the originals, and the Dark Knight trilogy.
Blade Marvel.
DC are the best ones without a doubt.
Blade's excellent, yeah.
I think the newest Batman is the best one.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
you get that.
That's got more of a noir taste to it.
Yeah,
isn't it?
I
It
think
feels like a comic book world.
Yeah, it does,
super
yeah.
underrated.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's good.
Yeah. But I think I'm about doing another.
They are.
Yeah.
They're doing it.
There should be anyway. After that, that was good.
No, for me, I'm still Dark Knight.
Yeah, I mean the Dark
Can't.
Knight. But the thing
It's
is, with
more
the Dark
real
Knight
world
though, is
kinda.
it's like the Dark Knight is great because if you took all the Batman shit out of it, it would still be just an amazing film.
Yeah.
But in terms of like a Batman movie,
Yeah.
where it's like comic influence, animated series influence, like the newest one is the best
Yeah.
one.
No, it's good.
It's very good.
Yeah, just
I've watched it
just
3
to be
times now,
A
I
little
think,
bit different as well. You know, it's not trying to be like the others. At all.
Yeah,
it's
yeah, it's its own
different
little
film,
thing.
Which is good. I respect
And all the
that.
casting is great.
Yeah.
Colin Farrell as
As
the
the
Penguin
Penguin.
is brilliant.
I've watched it 3 times now. It's I think 3 times. The scenes where he goes to that club and it's different every time because he has less and less patience with the doorman.
Yeah,
And then the last one, he just goes behind him.
I love that film.
Yeah.
It's the only film I've seen 2 days in a row.
No, didn't you watch?
Oh
Flower
no,
Moon.
I did watch Flower Moon.
You had to watch it with your mate.
And that was a
Oh,
brutal one.
God,
That
yeah.
weekend
That
was
took
training
out a
for
whole
you.
shift of work.
Yeah.
How did you sell that to your friends? Like, get ready to be depressed. Like,
I think you have to be prepared.
I was
We weren't
just,
the
I was
first
just
time
like, you have to see this movie, and they were like, all right, you want to come with? I was like, yeah, all right. And then I got in the cinema, and I was like, this is 3.5 hours more of this. And to be honest, I did enjoy it the second time around, but I was just there going, I know what's coming.
yeah.
I know what's coming. This isn't nice. But yeah, I did see that twice. That's what, 7 hours of my life.
That's a lot.
What? So who do we think? What's going to win? Let's say who's going to get best actor for the for. Who would you like to win? I think that's probably better, isn't
Best actor.
it? Of the year.
Can we get the ones that we just know are going to win out the way first?
Well, I think best actor is quite a tricky one because I think that's got. I mean, best supporting is going to be Robert De Niro.
Yeah, exactly.
Rightfully
That's what I
so.
mean. Best
I
act-
would say it is.
Best
as well.
actress is going to go to the woman from Flower Moon as well.
Absolutely.
Oh, best actor, that's going to go to Cillian Murphy.
Oh yeah.
That's who I was thinking of.
Yeah.
That's definitely going to him. If it doesn't, and it's
Yeah, we'll be upset.
It's a sham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Upset, isn't it?
What will be best film?
Flower Moon.
Yeah.
Flower Moon, you think?
Yeah.
Best picture's got to go to Flower Moon.
When is the awards actually? What month is it?
Next
for?
month, isn't it? January, I
So
think.
there's always January. For
No,
the
I
following
think
year.
BAFTA's is first, then it's Oscars. I think.
Oh, so it'll be February, yeah.
Yeah, February, March time.
For the following year, like
Yeah.
this is what one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully no one gets slapped.
Well, he's banned now, so.
Yeah.
Maybe someone else will do. Pass the torch.
Yeah, so like there's that. Best supporting actress, I think, will go to what's her name? Oppenheimer. Emily Blunt.
Yeah.
I think she'll get that.
What? Yeah, as his mistress. That one. Or is
No,
that the
no, his
actual-
wife.
Oh, his wife. Yeah, wouldn't she be? She'd be best actress. She'd be in the running for that. That's, I think, how it works, isn't it?
Maybe.
Yeah. Again, yeah, great.
When
yeah.
did the whale come out?
Nah, it's already been
Yeah,
gone.
been and gone.
Been and gone.
Yeah.
Not that I've seen it
Still
yet.
not watched it.
I haven't.
watched
I
it
want
either.
to, but
I
I
don't.
tried to, and I didn't
I don't
get
at
around to
all.
watching it.
It's just depressing.
I'm interested in his new film though.
Oh, there's a Japanese one.
No, Aronofsky's making a film, a biopic of Elon Musk.
Oh, what?
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
And he's not gonna play it though.
No.
No. Yeah.
No. I mean that's going to be good.
Yeah.
I'll be looking forward to seeing that.
I do like Elon Musk.
I'm trying to think of like
It's very caricature in Flower Moon a little bit, though, isn't
it'd be who?
it? Brendan Fraser as that attorney. It's like, oh, he's in the room.
Yeah. I mean he does a good job. So what? Best actor, best actress, supporting actress,
Yeah.
supporting actor, best picture, best director.
I would like to say no, then,
I want it to be Nolan.
because he hadn't had one. Has he not?
No.
Yeah.
Barely even gets.
Or is he
nominated.
just not had a best picture? Has he had best director?
No, he's never won an Oscar.
He must have got some for music or something.
Well, that's not his Oscar. Though.
No, yeah, but yeah. Even writing, though, because he writes them all. And
As far
they're
as
the
I
best
know.
writing in any film because they're so like
Mhm.
And he's not won it.
complicated and non-linear. You know what I mean? It's just all.
Well,
over
he's
the-
never won it.
I don't think he's won.
I don't
one.
think he has been snubbed a lot, and you can't believe that. I mean, Interstellar, Jesus, that's
Yeah.
just
Dark Knight,
amazing.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really love Interstellar.
That's one of
Do you
my
know?
favourites. I think it is.
I
Excellent.
don't hate it.
Yeah.
It's just, to be honest with you, I'd say that movie does exactly what Flower Moon does for most people. When I sit through Interstellar, I feel like I've just been through emotional hell.
You think?
Yeah, because honestly, one of the most heartbreaking
Yeah, the
scenes in
ending.
cinema, I think, is when he's watching his daughter
Yeah.
age.
Yeah,
Well, it's a fact when he shows up at the end
and she
she's
kind
just-
of
she's about to die.
accepts him being there, but I
Then
don't
just
want you. I've
leave.
got to be with my family now.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh god.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
brutal.
Yeah,
it's
it
just
is,
a brutal film.
But it's a great film as well.
Yeah, and it looks amazing.
It does. Yeah.
IMAX was it.
So yeah,
I think if there was a film he would have won Best Director for, it would have been Dunkirk.
yeah, that's very good as well.
Or Best Picture.
Yeah,
at
sound
least,
that's
you know.
amazing.
Didn't even win it for that.
You know, which is crazy because
And
when
it's-
you hear all the planes and you can hear all the bullets just
Yeah.
hit, and when you're I watched that in the cinema, it was just like all over the place, you know. It was really
And it's one of the oddest war films as well because it's just about them escaping and getting stranded on a beach essentially.
well,
all the soldiers.
Yeah, but it's from every perspective,
Yeah.
and it's in time for them, and that's why I like it as well because it's got like a ticking clock in the background, and it's emphasising that because you've got the people in the sky, you've got the people on the ground, you've got
Yeah.
the boats trying to get away,
Yeah.
and you've got the French that kind of help the fishermen
Yeah.
and the locals and get a few of
Killing
them.
Murphy again.
And Tom Hardy in the plane.
Yeah. Essentially, who dies?
And
And
Burns it gets taken.
let's
to prison
be honest,
doesn't
yeah.
it?
let's be really honest. Harry Styles is actually good in that
Yeah,
film.
no.
He is. He is. As much as we're not One Directioners or
Yeah.
anything,
Well,
Fan
I-
of him in general.
he is really good in that film.
I didn't.
He's fucking awful in that other one. What
I've
was
not
it?
even
Don't
watched
Don't Worry, Darling.
Yeah.
Oh, you watched
That
that?
film sucks.
Yeah, but then they all have like a real
I have a clue.
bad chemistry in that film. there was some stuff going on, wasn't there?
But yeah,
He was
Going out.
knocking off the director or something.
yeah, while also dating his cast member, like Florence Pugh or something.
Yeah, and wasn't Shia LaBeouf supposed to be in it, and he ended up getting sacked.
He was meant to be his character.
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
something obviously went on there then.
What time are we on?
But yeah, he, I don't know. The Oscars never go the way you want them to. Ever. It's always some art house film that comes and cleans up.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed the Banshees didn't get as much as it did. I kind of wanted them to win a little more, but from last year,
But
They
you
mopped
know-
up the BAFTAs and yeah.
What is it with films now as well? You notice films are kind of like, they come out and you like almost immediately forget them.
I think that's just the generic nature of a lot of the
No, I
way
think-
they're made.
I think it's something to do with streaming though, because you know you're getting like new movies to your house,
Yeah.
and like there's constantly a barrage of new films coming out. Nothing's ever memorable then.
It's less of an event.
I think it's a good point actually, because like you either went and had DVDs,
Yeah.
you know, or you went to the cinema and seen a film, and that would be the one film you see maybe just for like a whole week.
Yeah.
Well, it's an event.
Yeah, you remember it. But with Netflix, you can watch a film, then another film, then another film.
Yeah. It's just the accessibility, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think everyone's mind's changed a little bit
I
on
remember-
these things, you know.
Like-
Attention span and everything.
Waiting for a movie to come out on DVD, and then when you find it and you buy it and you're actually like really happy about it.
Yeah.
Might just be me, I don't know, but like you just mentioned Banshees. That is a great film, and I completely forgot it even existed until you just mentioned it. And I've watched it like 3 times.
Still need to watch it.
Yeah, it's good.
Really?
I loved In Bruges.
Yeah,
I loved it.
Yeah.
But that is an awful thing though about nowadays. Like films are just less memorable, even not because they're bad, but just because there's a new one just thrown at you straight away. I mean, not going to get into the whole Marvel thing because we all know how crap they're getting now.
Well,
but-
they will be disappearing eventually. There's only time really, because they just flop now, don't
who's that?
Well, I wouldn't
geezer
say
again?
flop, they just don't make $1 billion.
they? Yeah.
What's his name? The fucker on YouTube.
Which one?
There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
What does he do?
I narrowed it down
That
for you.
Is
there.
it someone I often mention?
Yeah. Oh, Stuckman. That
Chris
geezer.
Stuckman.
Yeah, because he did that video about how like if people stop going to see Marvel, that might mean that cinemas truly will start dying.
Because that's where the money is.
Yeah, because that's the main thing taking
Money
people
maker.
to the cinema,
Yeah.
other than the off chance of like an
Yeah.
Oppenheimer or
Yeah,
a Barbie.
But he supports in indie films, doesn't he? Like just
Eh,
films made.
Yeah, well, that's just the thing. Everybody who makes their own short films is, I support indie films.
Yeah.
Like, no, you make indie films,
Yeah.
you dick.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I just find.
Yeah,
it-
I mean, it's like what Scorsese's recently said about it and stuff. I mean, it has always been a money maker of their time, but I just don't think we've hit that scale of it with superhero films. It's really taken.
Can you name one MCU movie that is like even remotely close to something like a Dark Knight?
No.
No,
There's
I
only-
like Infinity War. I think that one was good.
But that had 10 years of build up, didn't it?
Yeah.
So you have all that leverage
Yeah,
on
and
that.
money.
Yeah.
I also liked Shang-Chi. I thought that was good, and I liked Guardians 3.
Guardians 1 was great.
2 and 3. I know you don't like 2.
Yeah, I'd say
3 was good.
Guardians is there, but the thing
Yeah.
is, it's like
Now it gets. I like the comedy aspect to it, but most Marvel, when it has comedy, doesn't cut it seriously enough for me.
No.
Even when I
Thor
was
2
a
has
child, I
already,
didn't
hasn't it?
enjoy kid comedy. It irritated me. Like I need seriousness a little bit in a film. You know, that's why Dark Knight's good because it's dark.
the only Marvel films I think come close to like that. And they're different animals completely, but I think the first 2 Sam Raimi Spider-Mans.
Yeah, they're dark. I mean,
They
William
are dark.
Dafoe in
Well,
the first one.
yeah.
Is
Yeah,
dark.
well, if
Yeah.
you're on about dark. I'd say the grittiest one is Watchmen.
Yeah, okay. But yeah,
Ah,
I don't even.
what
I
is
don't
it?
even
What
put
is it?
them.
Is that-
I don't even put them in the same universe.
That's
you know?
that's really rough. That one is.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah, but I don't know. I've got the graphic novel,
Yeah, you do.
but like,
I still need to watch the extended Watchmen as well.
Yeah, I've watched.
just read the book.
I like the film.
You like the book. It's I don't like that film purely because it's borderline just plagiarism. No, it is though, because like it's pretty much shot panel for panel.
Sin City as
But
well.
it's missing. Yeah, but Sin City is panel for panel, dialogue for dialogue. That's
Okay.
different. And
Okay.
also, the author of Sin City helped make the movie.
Okay.
Whereas, like Alan Moore didn't want anything to do with Watchmen because he wrote that to be deliberately unadaptable. Because there is a
Really?
lot of stuff that is not in the film.
He
that's
just
really
never wanted a film
important.
made about it. He just wanted it.
Just doesn't like films.
Oh,
You know,
that's a shame.
he hated V for Vendetta when that came out.
I love that.
It's a great film. Hugo Weaving's also in that. But yeah, no, they don't come close.
No.
The Marvel ones, and it is because they're just leading to the next thing.
Yeah. And some of them aren't. I don't know. They never go for it to make a good film. It's just like a filler a lot of the time.
Yeah, a lot of it.
I think we're gonna have to wrap this up,
Yeah.
guys.
But I still like a good amount of Marvel.
Is it 1 o'clock?
Yes, we're nearly one now. So yeah, unfortunately, Bloodstain has to go to work now.
Work.
Thank you very much for tuning in. That actually flowed rather well, didn't it? Excellent. Yes, please stay tuned for more Bloodstain Studios action. We're going to be making some short films next year. Make sure you watch them. Follow us on Facebook. Ciao. You talking to me?